What is up, dear reacts and reviews? Back again with another video for y'all. And before I get started, make sure I hit that like, subscribe, and comment, whether if y'all do or don't. Today we have man identifies as female to enter ladies poker tournament and wins it all. Let's get into it.
We have Dave here, and I don't know if you can tell here, he's the only guy in this ladies' event. So I put a $300 bounty on his head, and then Tamra and her husband matched it. So there's a $600 bounty on his head. He's already busted twice, so we love him for that. Thank you, Dave. Good luck. Not really.
Well, Dave ended up coming out on top and winning the whole thing. It says 70-year-old Dave entered the World Poker Tour Ladies event at the Seminole Hard Rock. The ladies plus internet gathered a 2K bounty on him. He went on to win it. He is the ladies event champion. He cold. Someone said reporters noted he had the nuts in multiple big pots. Now, Big Dave ended up walking away with over $5,500, and as you can imagine, the ladies there weren't too happy, and there was a bunch of people on the internet that were pissed off as well. But I tell you what, they're throwing a real spanner in the works is if Dave had just decided I identify as a woman.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Then I guarantee there'd have been a lot less people that had the balls to say anything, no pun intended. Now, I don't know why Dave did this, whether he's trolling, whether he's trying to prove that men are better than women at poker, whether he's just trying to make some quick money.
Tell them to bring me my money.
One thing I think that is clear is women do not want men competing in their competitions, and I agree with him. I think a ladies' competition should be a ladies' competition, because in most things we do have an advantage, whether that be poker or physical sports. That's why I think it's unfair for biological men who now identify as women to compete in female competitions. And I don't think Dave is trying to do this, but there are men going out there exposing this. They're basically pretending to identify as a woman to show the clear difference between men and women in competition. Take a look at this.
So this is Avi Silverberg. Now he is the head coach for
Well, that's the thing. Like, you don't hear women transitioning into men, going over into men's sports, and it's because that they know that they're going to be dominated. And the thing is, when it comes to poker, I wasn't necessarily privy to men being better. Now, that's pretty interesting because I kind of feel like that's more of a psychological thing, more of a mentality in understanding how to tell the tales of your opponent and stuff like that. I get when you're talking about like sports, like physical sports, but to talk about poker, and if y'all have any, comments about this below, please put it down there. But I wouldn't have thought that something like that, a man would come and, blow everybody out the water. But maybe he does know something that we don't know. I mean, for him to just say, he's going to identify and then the man just walked away with $500,000. And of course, you have the women all upset and stuff like that. But part of me wants to say, like, y'all should be better. I just want to know, like, the psychology behind, a man, like maybe some more anecdotal evidence, some more statistics, if men are better poker players than women. Like, I don't even know, that information. That's really peculiar. I would really say that's a real abnormality. That's just something I'm going to need a little bit more research on to really understand that. But I will say this, I completely disagree with men joining women's sports. Everybody knows that a man is stronger and faster and more agile, has better stamina. Like, our hearts are larger. We have bigger muscles and stuff like that. Just even how we think. You know what I mean? Like, we think differently to y'all when it comes to battle and stuff like that. And maybe that's probably that ties into it. In fact, that probably does tie into it. I don't agree with men doing that at all. I think that that's completely bogus, and I feel like that's just all agenda. And one day we're just gonna realize that we made a big mistake. And when I say we, I mean like us in America that's just like allowing all this stuff to go on. I mean, like, I'm on here, saying what I gotta say, but it's not enough of us actually speaking up. And on top of that, you got all those women that just allow that to happen. And look, I get it, like, there's laws and stuff like that that protect people that want to just like do that. But I tell you what, some people say, at least look like a woman, at least, hide your Adam's apple, at least change your voice, at least cut off your beard, at least, look presentable or woman-esque. But what I would personally say is that just don't do it at all. You know what I'm saying? Because it's completely disrespectful. So I'm not surprised that we're seeing this now. YP once said that women open up the floodgates. Y'all was cool with men putting on makeup and putting on nails and talking to them about other men, and addressing them as girl, and and all this stuff, just, embracing, their femininity, knowing that, it's a mind virus, you know what I mean? Like acting like it was okay, and then like, before you know it, you got all this going on, and like I do believe that there's a deeper psychology to understanding, what's actually going on in their brain. And I feel like we just don't really want to talk about it because once we really get down to the nitty gritty of it, it's going to come down to you have three islands. One is full of men, the other one is full of women, the other one is full of man and female. In 100 years, I want you to tell me who's going to keep living on, which civilization is going to live. It doesn't really need to really be explained, but all this in between, playing and trolling, which she may well be doing, you know what I mean? That is, I would say a good point to make, stuff like that. If y'all are going to open up the floodgates, might as well, troll. Is it bogus? I wouldn't do it, but I mean to make a point so that y'all can see, yes, I do feel like it's very important, you know what I mean? To shine light on um, the ridiculous rhetoric that, a man can join a female sport and that's okay. You know what I mean? Or just like a woman can join a male sport and like that's okay. It's going to be a huge discrepancy. You know, there's a skill gap. You know what I mean? There's a size gap. All of that. It's going to come into play, and it's going to be brought to light. But yeah, put down in the comments. How y'all feel, stuff like that. I feel like we ain't gonna make it. You know what I mean? If we keep going down this road, we ain't gonna make it. That's all I gotta say. Dear Reacts and Reviews, we out.